Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and this is my initial reaction of Knock at the Cabin, the newest M. Night Shyamalan movie. Just got back from seeing the theater, so this is going to be my initial first impression, but also kind of my review of the overall movie. Don't worry, if you haven't seen the movie yet, I'm not going to go into spoilers. Just going to kind of talk about the premise of the movie, the overall performances, how I felt the script was, and of course, the ending, but I'm going to be spoiler free. I'm not going to ruin anything for you guys. So right off the bat, the premise of this movie is basically you have a couple who are single dad. Well, they're not single dads, but a couple who have a young kid, and they go on a vacation trip to a cabin in the woods, and they are met up by Dave Bautista with three other people, and they are forcing them to choose between sacrificing one of each other in order to save the world from an upcoming apocalypse. So that is the basic premise of the movie. You have these two dads and their daughter. They're in the woods on vacation, and they are met with four strangers, and they are tied up, and they are told that they have to force to choose between sacrificing one of the three in order to save the world from the upcoming apocalypse. And as you're watching this movie, the first thing I want to point out is I really like these type of movies, and I think these are sort of the movies that M. Night Shyamalan excels at. I like these movies that are very, very smaller in scale. Everything is being done in this one location, in this cabin, in the woods. You know, you have very select actors in this. It's not big budget. It's smaller in scale. And when you get smaller scale movies, you rely more on the dialogue that is written. You're more focused on the dialogue from the actors. And I want to say this, you know, I've been saying this I haven't been saying this for a while, but I've been thinking it internally. I think Dave Bautista might be one of the best wrestlers to actors ever, right? He's not like a superstar like The Rock. The Rock is electrifying. He's a superstar. But when it comes in terms, like I don't think Dave Bautista would ever win an Oscar. But I will tell you this, like out of all the wrestlers who ever became actors, I'm talking about John Cena, The Rock, all the other actors or wrestlers that become actors, I think if any of them ever had a chance, Dave Bautista would like outshine them light years ahead of time. Like just other movies, you know, he's more than just Drax. You know, you've seen him in Blade Runner 2049 and in Dune and in Glass Onion and now in Knock at the Cabin. And this guy, he really came of age as an actor, and Dave Bautista really kind of just surprised me in this movie. Now, as we're watching this movie, the entire time, you know, as someone who is very familiar with M. Night's work, you know, you're wondering, like, where's the twist? Where's this big reveal going to happen? Is everything that's being shown to us in this movie actually happen? And I think that's what the movie excels best, right? Because it's making you ask those questions. Like, the characters in the movie are asking those questions. The people who are being held, held beyond their will, you know, and they have no place to go. They're just tied up. They're questioning what's happening. Well, like, are these apocalyptic events that are happening on the TV, are they real? Are they pre-recorded, and are they using them now to just try to like fake this in order to do this because they think that they're being hunted down because of their homosexuality? And in fact, the four people who are in front of them are trying to like save the world, and you're trying to figure out what's real, what's not. Are they really doing this because of their homosexuality? Are they telling the truth? Is there actually an apocalypse? Are the events that we are seeing unfold on the TV, are they actual live events, or are they pre-recorded? And you as the viewer, and if you know M. Night Shyamalan's work, you don't know what to believe, right? Because we've seen a movie where there was a village, and come to find out, it was just an Amish village that was surrounded, and it was protected, and no one goes inside the village, and the whole world is living on its own. And that was really a twist in the village that and from that point on, we don't know what to really trust when it comes to M. Night Shyamalan. So what are we seeing in this movie? What is real? What isn't real? Are the events really happening? And that's something that you have to kind of watch the movie and kind of have it, you know, explained to you as you go. There is I wouldn't say a twist at the end. There is a reveal at the end. And I actually thought the reveal was pretty intelligent, right? I was like, okay, I'm down for this, right? I'm like, now that it's been explained, I was like, okay, I like that choice that they went with. And I really enjoyed this movie. The movie had me at the edge of my seat, right? It was suspenseful. I thought the dialogue between all the characters were fantastic. I thought they were fantastically delivered. I think all the actors involved were excellent within the movie. I thought the little girl was definitely a standout. I'm not the biggest fan for child actors, but like I mentioned to my fiance on the way home, like M. Night does a pretty good job casting child actors, whether it's the young girl in Signs or Joe Eisman in Sixth Sense. You know, he does a really good job casting younger actors. And I thought this little girl who played, I forgot her name, Gwen, son. She did a fantastic job in this movie. So I thought all the acting across the board. I like the fact that it's a smaller movie that's all being done in this one location. I think that's when you can really excel as a storyteller, right? When you are able to do these like one location movies. You know, one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies is The Hateful Eight, which is all taking place in the cabin during wintertime. So I like when it relies on character development and dialogue, because that's when you really get into the meat and potatoes of these characters and what makes them tick. And by the end, you really care for all the characters involved in this movie, or at least some majority of them, right? The majority of the characters involved, you really care for them, and you care for what's going on. And I think it's fascinating. I think it hits on levels of what's going on in our society today, what could be going on in our future of our society today, and sometimes making hard choices in order to do things that are for the greater good. And what does that mean? Like, would you do something bad in order to save everybody from the greater good? Would you be willing to sacrifice something for the greater good? And what all those questions come into come to fruition throughout this movie, and you sit there as a viewer and you're asking yourself, like, well, what would I do if I was in the situation of this person or this person, that person? And I thought the reveal at the end was, overall, I thought it was really, really brilliant. I think M. Night Shyamalan really stuck the landing with this movie. And right now, there hasn't been a whole lot of movies that came out this year as of now, and I know we're just hitting February, but this is my front runner for favorite movie of the year so far. I know we got a long year to go. We still have, 11 months to go, so it's still early in the year, but right now, this is my front runner. I think it's a fantastic movie. I think M. Night Shyamalan is finally going back to his older roots, which I'm much, much happier for. I think he learned his lesson in the past from all the other movies that he's done, and since Split, he's kind of been on a roll in this resurgence. And Sham Hammer's back, and I really enjoyed this movie, and I definitely give it a high recommendation. Check it out when you can, and I think you enjoy it. So I want to know what you guys think. Have you seen the movie? Are you looking forward to seeing the movie? Leave those comments in the comment box below. Smash that like and subscribe button, and until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.